What's up, Kansas City? I'm your host, Glenn Brian Frizzell. Today we are filming in the historic 18th and Vine Jazz District at the Lincoln Building, home of Cascade Media Group. Today's special guest is seeking your vote for the Jackson County executive position in the August 5th general election. His name is Mr. Brice Stewart, and we are happy that he is here to talk to us today. Mr. Stewart, can you tell us why you decided to place your name on the ballot?
Basically, at 35 years of age, I became a father for the first and only time so far. And it kind of changed my perspective on stuff. Before that, I was only really, worried about myself. But once my daughter was born, I kind of started looking around at the way the government's running in general. And I'm not just talking about Jackson County. I'm just talking the government as a whole. And I didn't like what I had seen. So I've been in public service for many years, 15 years now. And I decided that seeking an elected position, it was time for me to do it. So hopefully that I can make a positive change going forward.
You didn't like what you saw and you hope to make a positive change.
Yes, sir.
You'd say 15 years now. You have a background, Hardin Central High School. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background yourself? You grew up on a farm?
Yes, I grew up on a farm in Bramer, Missouri.
And where is that?
It's about an hour northeast of here. And I grew up on a farm until I was 17, so at a young age, I learned the value of hard work, and it was instilled in me by my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And
you had farm chores,
responsibilities, all of that.
Were you only child?
I was not an only child. I have two sisters. I was the oldest of them, and after my graduating class was 28, so it was a real small community.
You talked about your graduating class and working at Hardee's. I just smiled because Hardee's used to have some pretty good ice cream treats back in the day here in Kansas City.
They used to. They definitely did. And after college, I worked as a restaurant manager for Hardee's after high school for several years. And then I decided to kind of change gears a little bit. And I ended up going to college for network administration. And shortly after that, I got a job with Jackson County. And worked there for 3 years, and I left to attend the police academy, and then I worked 3 years as a police officer full-time, working myself all the way up to chief of police, and then I decided in 2006 to go back to Jackson County, and that's what I've did ever since.
So you talk about being a police chief. Fairview, is that near?
It's It's not near my hometown. Fairview is actually 1 mile east of KCI Airport.
1 mile east of KCI. So that makes the commute rather not difficult.
No.
Okay, so we talked about you making a change. What would you do differently that you don't see being done now?
Basically, I always like to reference back to something that Abraham Lincoln said in the Gettysburg Address. The government should be of the people, by the people, and for the people. And that, basically, in addition to that, he said that shouldn't perish or shall never perish. In my opinion, it is perishing. We got a government that isn't working for the people. They want give me in your tax dollars, and they're not really giving a whole lot back. In this city, we got crime that's per capita that's out of control. We got an education system that's failing our children, and I think that we need to do more to help in that aspect.
You talk about give me. Not necessarily saying that all our politicians, our police officers, those who are sworn to protect the common good, have their hands out for a take. But you are entering a race where you talked about your humble background. I kind of want to ask you, Mr. Stewart, does the fact that you do not have a large bank account deter you at all?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't deter me, because I truly believe in this country anything's possible. My opponent, Mr. Sanders, he has over $500,000 at his discretion in his campaign coffers. I have about 800 right now.
Is that a problem in the government for the people, by the people? Do you think that having that much money can influence how you?
Well, he got that money somewhere. I know for a fact that there was a law firm that donated him $5,000 a few months ago. And when you get that much money, I think there's always going to be, I'll help you out here, well, once you get elected, maybe you're going to help me out a little bit.
Well, so then how would you work with your county executive partners, your legislator, to effectively communicate? How, if you don't have the big bank, how do you effectively communicate your particular platform? And we'll get into those issues here in just a minute.
Basically, I'm using a lot of social media to communicate. I have a Facebook page. I have a website. I'm going out. I'm speaking in the community. Every chance I get, I get out and I try to get my point across.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you mentioned social media, economic development, crime reduction, education. Those are some of your
Yes, sir.
Your points that you like to get across.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I would like to ask you in closing, and then I'll let you have the final word. Why should voters vote for you in this election?
They should vote for me because I feel I'm the best candidate for the job. I feel like I'm going to listen to the voters. I don't feel like the government, I'm running for Jackson County, but overall I don't feel like the government's listening to what the voters have to say. It's almost that they're trying to say, we know what you want better than you do on many different issues. And I would be the type of person that I would listen, not just to Kansas City, not just to Independence, but the entire county I would take into consideration.
And that is where you have information technology background, information network
Yes.
comes into play, social media.
Yes.
You also chief of police, so you've been a leader before in an administrative type
Yes.
of setting. Do you have a direct vision that you can communicate in terms of?
My vision, just a little bit more about me. I'm pro-life. I'm pro-Constitution. I'm pro lower taxes. I believe the government should be less intrusive, and I believe in personal responsibility. And that's the vision I would like to get out there to the citizens.
Well, Mr. Stewart, I'd like to thank you for your time. You can check out more video online at www.whatsupkansascity.net. I'm your host, Glenn Brian Frizzell. Remember, aim high, shoot for the moon. If you missed, at the very least, you would have landed among the stars. Take care. Join us next time.
Thank you very much.
All right. I don't know my remote.
CMG wants you to always remember, the victory we call success goes to the best prepared. When you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Thanks.